So if you guys want, we can do more stick stuff. Maybe I'll figure it out. But right now, back to skill class. Hey! Okay, we're already warmed up a little bit, so let's just move the legs a little bit. Right and left knee up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just a bit higher if you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Arms crossing. Twisting a little bit. Sweep it out to a horse. Hands up, feet out a little bit because we're kind of doing a squat, and allow yourself to bend over a little bit so that you don't feel any of the torque on the knee. So squat down, 1, back up, we'll go a little lower, 2, right out, just relax, up, 3, up, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I don't know how your guys' view is, but it's me, Mr. Reynolds, Natalia, Mr. Jensen, and Ms. Carson. So we'll take the count in that order. So
you can change the view. You
yeah.
can do gallery view and see everybody.
Okay, so we'll do the count the way I just said. So my count, then Mr. Reynolds' count, then Natalia's, then Mr. Jensen, and then Ms. Carson. Okay, so you're going to go down, and then as you just come up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, easy warm up, 10. Okay, on Mr. Reynolds' count, we'll do the same punches, but we'll add 2 front kicks to it, separately. Right? Good. Down, punch, punch, lift. Or you can just do knee lifts, it's fine. Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Just pay attention to one good thing until that's good. Is it the retraction you're working on? Is it the height of your kick? Accuracy?
9,
Okay, now Natalia's count will be a little bit lower. We won't go so high up now. So just mini squats. Everything else is the same.
Yeah. 1,
Horse, punch, punch, kick, kick, back to the horse.
2,
Mini squat, punch, punch, kick, kick.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Fluidity is probably more important than anything right now, guys. Just get the body moving. Do not make this a chore,
9,
or you won't want to come back tomorrow.
10,
Mr. Jensen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1,
Save a little energy for the last set.
8,
Already pick one thing you're going to work on in the next 10. What's it going to be? Fluid, power, accuracy? Hey, last set.
1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Last one, guys. Best one.
10.
Yeah, shake it out a little bit. Turn the hips. So is there a movement or a drill that when you started doing it, you couldn't do it, you didn't think you'd ever do it, and then you're able to do it now, it's no big deal? So for me, it was low back stances. This is my low back stance. I hate these, they're useless. There's always something that teaches us something valuable. And that stance, perseverance, taught me that my body will adapt to whatever it needs to do. So when we're doing something in class, you or I find a movement that's, you know what they are. Because first thing your brain starts is, it goes, I can't do this. I have an injury, which might be right, but there's a self-talk that goes. Then pretty soon it turns into this, what does this have to do with Kung Fu anyways? That's when you know you're onto something. When you're starting to blame the art for something you can't do. And I don't mean if you have injuries, that's not what I'm saying, but for me, the low back stance was so painful and so hard that I never thought I'd be able to do it. Now it's an exercise I can do forever. So when you find those things, you're given a gift of training right there. So there's not anything you can't do if you just don't do enough of it. Just don't quit before you get there. But do alter it, and if there's pain, everything I said doesn't work. Okay, that should loosen you up. Grab your chair. We gotta stay with the pattern. We've been working on side kicks, right? So, if you found this difficult, if you go too far, some of you type A personalities, what happens is that you push yourself past the growth. Okay, so I'm gonna just give you a real quick example because this is totally me, and I think it's every one of you on right now. Let's use a bench press. Okay, bounce it off your chest, arch, and get it up there. Yeah, you did it. Now you're up to a weight that actually is going to cause you injury. Because, but you did it, right? Well, you're not training, you're recruiting other muscles that aren't designed to do what we need them to do when you exceed your skill level or your fitness level. So even though your body can do it, you're recruiting help through different body parts and you're learning patterns literally incorrectly. So you get a far better benefit out of all this training. If you stop worrying about everybody else, you start where you have to. I'm not going to start this low, but you just do. If this is the point where your hips are crunched up and you're literally, like if I was here and I had a row, and I'm going, you would tell me to stop, okay? So I'm telling you the same thing. When you can't do the the exercise, unless that's the last couple, then you bypass the benefit of the exercise and you've gone too far. So adjust your stances and things you can do. Okay, so we did our side kick position. So kick a leg out there. We're going to do the dips first. Okay, so I'm going to work the knee, so put your hands up. And we're just going to go out if the chair slides a little bit. What I'm working for is straight across, and eventually I'll want a lower chair for this. And back up. 2, down we go. Up. 3, and yes, up. This is really good for you. 4, opens up the hips, makes your side kicks better. Back, if you're not clenching. Okay. 5, meaning that your lower back should not be getting tight. Up, and if it is, do something different. 7, like you can, watch my foot, turn it up. Okay, everybody put your foot up. This may or may not, 7. If that takes the pressure off the lower back, you're still doing what we need to do right here. 8, 9, 10. Okay, now what we're going to do, keep your leg there, hold. What we're going to do is we're going to do 10 flutter kicks, not from here. Okay, we're going to pull back up and flutter kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then 10 more down and ups. 1, 2, 3. Just work on opening those hips. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more flutter kicks, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we're going to go last set, but no up and downs. Pick your foot up, pull it on above the knee, put it back. So crane, replace. Crane, replace. Proper retraction. Most people dip their kick, scoop their kick back. 1, this prevents that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it back up. Now you can switch to the other side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Flutter kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Flutter kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Down and ups. Just a bit quicker if you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more set of flutter kicks. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cross straight and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And shake it out. So when you're doing that, not for speed, but slow like that, where you feel the muscles get tight, like lower back, only on one side, sometimes you'll think you're too tight, when really that muscle is maybe too weak. So you can try to hit a different angle, but there is a possibility that you need to release it or stretch it. Okay, so usually though, it's a weakness. So I can tell when I do both sides. Left side with me on my right leg, no problem. This side is like, wow, what's that muscle firing? Here's why I like this exercise. Let's put it to the other side. Okay, so kick out above your chair, but don't let your foot touch it. Okay, just for a second. Just reach out like that. Okay, and feel your hip flexor right here. Should be way solid. Now set it down. It relaxes. So for me, I'm going to say for Mr. Jensen, not Natalia, and I'm not too sure about Mr. Reynolds, probably not, but for me and Mr. Jensen for sure, we have overly tight. Most of you guys probably do too, but I know we do. I need that to start to relax. If this doesn't relax, my posture gets pulled and my extension, then I start hurting the knees, all sorts of things can go astray from here. So the reason I like this chair for the side kick is that I can train, see it's relaxed, but I'm in this position. So get yourself, put your foot right on the chair, get yourself in a good side position, whether you want to cover if you're on your left side, if you want to cover your spleen or not, or you want to cover your kidney, or you want to be here, I don't really care. Get your leg in a proper side kick. You're going to lift it up, like you're chambering it high, but then you're going to shoot it out, and then you're going to sit it down, and you're going to consciously relax that hip flexor for a second. So lift up halfway, straight out, and then relax. So right now you can't, I'm on the cushion here, but I'm still flexed, like I'm kicking, then I relax. Nothing changes from down there. I'm training my body to loosen up the hip flexors, but not the ankle. Okay, so here we go. Lift, 1, extend, set, relax. 2, chamber, half chamber, extend, set it down, relax that hip flexor. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, this also starts to get you to chamber a little higher, 9, half chambers only, full extension, 10. And those exercises really only do what they need to do if you're going slow. If I'm doing this, nothing fires. Okay, let's go to the other side. If you're stuck at a certain position, guys, side kick position, can't get your foot up any higher, adjust to a lower chair, do the same exercise, put a leg weight, do it in the same order that we did it. In a couple of weeks, your kick will be dramatically higher, dramatically, and with the same set that we're doing. Ankle weight, a little lower, pull and chamber. 1, half a lift, extend, set it down, relax. The leg weight actually makes you relax a little bit. 2, because it's harder. You can tell the difference. Extension, down, relax the hip flexor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, heavy gravity on that side. Switch sides. We do 10 of everything, right? We count 1 to 10 because we have 10 fingers. We can remember where we're at. 8 is fine. 6 is okay. We do 10 because I think everybody did 10. So when you're training on your own, you want to make the last set difficult but not impossible. If it's impossible, you're going to recruit the wrong muscles and you're going to defeat yourself. Right now, this whole area right here should be pumped. If it's not, you need a leg weight. Okay? So I don't need a leg weight yet. Okay, in my notebook, I used a leg weight, but I didn't use this highest chair, so I get it. Okay, so we're going to guess, since we're really working on the side kick, if you aren't pumped right now, not tight, then we don't want to overdo this. So what we're going to do is bend to the half chamber point. Okay, so I was having you here, lift the leg up, extend it back. This time I'm going to pull it up here. And I think I might turn my chair sideways so when I do the kick I don't hit the back here. So I'm already chambered. I'm already kind of pivoted. I'm just going to, my mind is on the last 2 inches of the edge, the knife edge of the heel. That's my target. I want that to go straight, not at an angle. The way the knee is built, your side kick will always want to go out that way. I want it that way. The only way I can do that is by rotating my knee down at the end and pulling my foot and body opposite directions. So get to your half chamber, relax it. Okay, your hip flexor won't relax completely because of the exercise, but it should be pretty good. And you just don't lock your supporting knee out. Kick out and back. 1, out and back. 2, working on just that rotation of the hip and the knee. 3, out and back. 4, 5, it just sits right back on the chair. 6, it's not hard at all. 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Maybe a little too fast with the count. I made a mistake. Yeah.
Is it okay to not have your foot straight, but kind of tilted at an angle a little bit? My other side wants to rotate while I'm doing this kick.
Okay, so if you are fighting hip things, you got kind of 2 choices. The exercise, kind of understand what you're trying to do. If it's the foot position and your foot's raising up because of the muscles, you're actually not training that anymore. It's like if I'm doing this, I'm training deadlifts now. So if that's happened to you, and I'm getting really close to that myself, you change in your mind, you change the drill. Because there's no reason to do anything ever wrong. So what I would do if I was him right now is I would train opening my hip. I would switch the target to the bottom of the heel so that I don't have to twist my body, and I would be lifting the heel up. And that still pulls these hip flexors apart. You know it's not a kick, so you're just doing a drill, okay? So that's one way I would do it. Now, another way you can do that is rotate further back and change it to a back kick. That answers your question.
Yes, sir.
Because you're fighting your opposite hip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right, which then causes that to do.
One wants to twist out.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So again, when you can't do the exercise, guys, that's valuable information for you. Don't get frustrated and I'll just fight through it. Think about it. If it's fatigued muscles, you've done your job. Pat yourself on the back. But since we're in a class, you'll have to change the goal. Just don't mind if I tell you you're doing it wrong because I don't know what's going on in your head. Okay, so remind me what we were doing. Oh, out back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Get rid of the chair. Loosen up the hips. Other direction. See, when a student starts in the beginning as an adult, they're usually a couple of years out of high school. Their body isn't what it used to be, so everything fatigues them. They use their whole body to throw the kick up, and we understand that, and there's nothing we can do about it. Because if you do it right, unfortunately, North Americans don't have the patience, to sit and do one thing. I think all of us do. We actually prefer that, but most people don't. I've tried it, and I get really good students, but I don't have so many of them. So what we have to do, every day you guys do a new class, a new exercise that you've done countless periods of time before, you have to stop yourself and look at the results you're getting and ask yourself whether or not you all have to alter it or whether it's even working for you anymore. Okay, so if I teach a side kick to somebody and they are trying to compete in class and they don't have the flexibility, they throw their foot up there, then that's all they can do, right? Or they're kicking at the ankle and they're embarrassed and now getting quitting too. So, but here's the problem. When we learn that, it takes anywhere, from 6 to 18 months to develop enough ability in your core and stuff to be able to do a proper side kick to the solar plex level, let alone the head. So when they have it developed, because of the other things we do in class, they still throw their foot up there. And they don't have to. I'm like that, so you guys, that's where we come back to the basic classes are more valuable to us than anybody else. I need to place my kick out there. That's placing it. This is throwing it. Okay, you know the difference because one's like your hands, precise. Okay, then you add the thrust. So ask yourself when we're doing these drills, if you're back to the first 8 months of training where your whole body is doing the workout, which is great for yellow orange belts. You guys are all brown black belts, so get something out of the training. Okay, that's my lecture. We cooled off. Push-up position. Since we started these, and my knuckles like my wood floor, and I think you guys are on concrete and such, right? Mr. Reynolds is? Good. Okay, down and up to the count. Proper, on your knees, whatever, but proper push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10 more. Stomach up, good plank, down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Watch yourself up. Open your hands. It ain't going to take too long before my knuckles are either gone or bigger. Ankles, knees, hips, joints. Consciously go through your body, please. That's how you master your body. So you listen to it. Okay, what is it trying to tell you? Then you decide whether or not you want to do it. So mastering your body. Listen to it. It says, milkshake. I master it. I say no. Okay, muscles. Right, all the muscles. Good, I'm feeling equal. Now I go through temperature. Yeah, I feel good everywhere. Now, the heartbeat should be back to the warm-up, but stronger. But the pulse rate should be about the same. Now the breath, the most important. In through the nose, out through the mouth. If you're gasping, and that wasn't the point of this workout, then you need to wait longer in between movements or do less. It's not an endurance workout that way. 2 more breaths. Okay, stand up and shake it out. And then in your own training, there has to be something you're working on. There has to be a weakness. And whatever that is, I would prefer if people will do this in class, but I've tried it, you know, this never works. We go to the animal crawls, I'll say, you do this, you do this, you do that. You should do your own. Everybody doesn't, right? So ideally right now, I would say stretch, and you would pick the stretch you need the most, because I just pick the ones I think the class needs. And as you can tell, look around, there's not an average person in this whole classroom right now. I'm not average. Don't say I am. I'm not going to admit to it. So pick a stretch. Get it in your head before you look around, see what other people do. You got it? That's the one you need most. That's the one you work on when we say stretch for the next 2 weeks. Okay, stretch. We're going to go passive stretching, which means just relaxed. More than 45 seconds to get a benefit out of it, or to get more flexibility. Not a benefit, excuse me, you can get a benefit out of doing it 10 seconds, 3 times. The time doesn't matter unless you want to lengthen the muscles and relax. So I find my hips are a little bit tighter than they should be. So this is my new stretch for the next couple of weeks. Now we're looking for comfortable, something you can stay in for 45 seconds and actually feel good when you get out of it. Not so good that you can't do a movement, but not so tense that you're... And if you need more flexibility, whatever we're doing, always end with it. We just do stretching, by the way, in class to prevent injuries, not to get more flexible. We don't have the time for that in the middle of the class. If we do it in the middle of the class, what happens is you're too floppy to do your technique. And we do it at the end, we cool down too fast. Just time constraints. So when my body wants to start to slip and I have to hold, I've moved from stretching, guys, to endurance, to strength training. So right now my feet want to slip a little further and I'm holding them up, so now I'm not stretching anymore. So at that point, I'm going to put my hands on the ground and take that pressure off and then keep that stretch, because I want it passive. I want the body to adapt by itself gently, gently. And you can focus on whatever part you're stretching mentally, just tell your body to relax it. But if you don't know kind of what to do, just focus on breathing out and letting the tension leave with your breath. So you kind of breathe into the spot, so you can kind of feel the tension and not resist it, and then let it out with your breath. Now try not to ignore it and think about other things, go right into it. And if it's really super painful, you've gone too deep. Now at the distance that we're at, now I want you just to move a little bit. If you can't move at all, you're either super low or you went too low. I always want to keep a little bit of movement for safety reasons at the end of my stretch. Very seldom do I go maximum distance. In fact, hardly ever unless I'm doing a stretching routine. I haven't done that for years. One little mistake and you might not like the results. Walk yourself up easy. Hands on the knees. If you're doing my stretch. Who remembers the application that we did Saturday? There you go, Mr. Reynolds, go for it. Show us what it is. Hook, elbow, bang, eye rake, groin strike, cutting elbow. There you go. Okay, so it's an important move. Okay, we use that and several variations of that later on. It's one of the it's a variation of Fighting Tiger. Grandmaster explained to me the Fighting Tiger sets, 6 of them. One was done for a complete year until they mastered it, and that was the core of their training, and they went through all 6. It says that after 6 to 7 years, they could use it in any situation. And it makes a lot of sense, because in class, we always know what the attack is, we know who the attacker is, we know the distance, and we know what the defense is. Life doesn't throw things like that at you, right? So you just learn very quickly when you're training these motions like we're doing, is that you're just covering what is open. and you flow off of that. So this would be a good one for you guys to memorize and make it a set that you do all the time. This is far different than the forms. The forms are teaching you different things. This is teaching you to react in a situation where you don't know. So all you can do is make assumptions. I'm in whatever position here. The assumption is my attacker knows what he's doing. It's a good assumption. So he's going to attack the opening. So I'm going to defend the opening, and wherever those openings are until I create one in him. And that way I don't have to sit here at close distance waiting. What's he doing? Oh, that's a hooking punch to my temple. Too late. So this is a good one to do. So let's review it real quick. Left hook, right elbow. Okay, now this hand is still hooked. Elbow's up. You should be able to see your opponent under your arm a bit. Now I did an open X before we did the crane stand, so I'm going to stay with that. Back to the open X. Downward block, we'll just cover the liver. Okay, step forward to a right bow. It's a left vertical fist like in Kippo. Then it's a right eye rake, and then another eye rake, and then a shot to the groin, palm strike to the groin. You can get another eye rake here if his head is there, but you might as well cut. I'm covering mostly, right? And then circle around with the elbow. Bang. You can do a upward hammer fist. Okay, so you can cut through, hit, and I always like to leave things with the side kick. Okay, so if you recall that, we're going to do 10 of them. If not, learn it. It's a good one. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Hook, elbow. Block, vertical, eye rake, groin, cutting elbow. Back. 6. Back. 7. Back. 3 more. 8. Back. 2 more. 9. Last one. 10. And shake it out. Does everybody have that? Yeah, can everybody just do it one more time, slow, so I can see you? And then we'll end the meeting. Ready, go. Good. Okay, so once you get the idea, it's kind of hard when you're learning something like that if you don't know where your opponent is or what he's doing. That's the beauty of it. That's life. I'm in this position, I don't know what he's doing. So I'm going to cover everything down my center line. Okay, so maybe they're fakes, I don't know, I'm going to cover here. Once that's passed, I'm covering it up. Okay, then one opening out of the way, now I become the attacker. And I can free flow a little bit. The attacks are, you want the defenses subconscious. I mean, you want to react, and now during that reaction, that's happening automatic. Your brain is thinking about what your attack is. That's where you buy time, okay? If you're thinking about it each time, it doesn't work. Okay, so I think I said 11 last time. I meant 11:30, so 11 doesn't work. I'll also try to record these and put them up. I just don't know what exactly we're going to cover, so I don't want some things out where I don't want to have to explain them. Okay, any questions? Got it? Okay, can you guys just do me a favor and practice that? Get variations if you want. You know, have some fun with it, but keep the principles the same. There you go, Mr. Reynolds, good job. Okay, let's get that up. We're right on time too. Good job, Master Jones. Here we go. Pass it, up. Hey!